Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Battle Mage Witch Hunter build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. What's cool about this class is it's able to hunt down those that have concentrations, give them disadvantage on their concentration, and shut that down. Now this is not a super overpowered class, it's pretty balanced. This mod was created by Tacos 4K, now available in the mod manager for both PC and console. We'll be taking you through the full build here. So we get our choice in cantrips just at level 1 here. And we're kind of a hybrid between a martial class and a spellcaster. So I'd recommend if you have mistress spells to take Booming Blade. As well, having a ranged option like Ray of Frost can be nice as well. And for our ability scores, I think that it's best to go into our intelligence a bit. So we can go with something like 14 constitution, 16 intelligence, and then put the rest of the points into our strength there. So there is a few different ways that this could be powerful. So I guess we can go something like this, put our points there. So 16 intelligence, 16 strength, and then the rest of the points in wisdom and charisma. Although you can alternatively also dump your strength if you want to use strength potions. That'd be the most powerful version of this. If you're using mods, you can get the cheater's ring and then go all in on your dexterity. So I guess depends what type of armor you want to wear as well as what type of weapon. But you can go either way with this. So next, level 3 is when we get our subclass, but at level 2 we get ourselves the Spelled Blade. So whenever we deal cantrip damage with an elemental damage type, it infuses our weapon. We do an additional 1d4 of that damage type, and we get to choose a few different spells here like Thunder Wave, Frost Fingers, and I like to have Shield as well. So Magic Missile is another one that I like to have. Thunder Wave for pushing enemies off cliffs. Sometimes you can get some easy knockouts that way. Magic Missile, great damage spell that's guaranteed damage, and Shield, just essential for survivability's sake. At level 3, we get to go with our Witch Hunter subclass, which gives us the Hunter of the Unnatural. So any aberrations, fiend, monstrosities, undead, when they're hit with a weapon attack, you deal an additional 1d4 of radiant. You also get lesser restoration using 2 battle points, and I'll show you all of that in this video. At level 2 here, we also get another choice in spell, so I'm going to take Frost Fingers there. And yeah, this class gets pretty strong as we level up, but not overpowered. We'd like to take an ability score improvement and bump up our intelligence here for better spell casting. And at level 5, we get ourselves an extra attack and remove curse. And for our spell here, we start to get level 2 spells. I like Mirror Image for +9 to armor class, Scorch and Ray for pretty solid damage. And I also really enjoy Hold Person because this is going to allow us to hit critical hits. So we can get this off and then deal a bunch of damage to the target. At level 6, we get our War Magic. Allows you to do an attack and a bonus action bonus action cantrip. We also get the Mage Slayer advantage saving throw. So you have advantage on saving throws against spells that are cast within 1.5 meters of you. You also get the attack caster, so you can use a reaction to attack an enemy with it that casts a spell within 1.5 meters of you, so you can get that nice extra attack off. And then we have the Mage Slayer break concentration. So enemies you hit have disadvantage while making saving throws to maintain their concentration. So that's huge because we're more likely to get them out of their concentrations this way. That's actually really massive. At level 7 here, we get the Elemental Slash, so enhance your weapon with attacks, elemental magic dealing 3 to 18 fire, cold, or lightning damage. If your weapon is fused with Spell Blade, trigger it twice for extra overall damage. Really nice. For next leveled spell, I think Sinelec Snowball Storm, Misty Step, or Mirror Image are the greatest choices here. I'm going with Misty Step because it's nice to get in close to the target sometimes, and you just need that. So our next spell, I'll take Green Flame Blade, which does weapon damage plus 1d4 of fire damage. We can burn additional targets with that. And for our ability score improvement, either intelligence or dexterity, I'm going all in on the dex, and I'm using strength potions just for the purposes of showing off how strong this can be. Now we get Banishment, which is a 3 battle point, doesn't use spell slots, level 4 spell, and temporarily banish your target to another plane of existence. So you can use this concentration, take them out of the battle. It's kind of nice situationally. Now for our level 9 spell, Fireball, there's no other option. Fireball, just fireball it up. That's all we're doing today is fireballing it up. So at level 10 we get the Resilient Body, so you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, paralyzed, or poisoned. So not that that happens often, but hey, it's nice to have the resistance there. We also get quick movement, so you can move through non-magical difficult terrain without extra movement costs, and you're unaffected by hazards. And you get a bonus action dash and disengage using a battle point. And we also get ourselves Dispel Good and Evil, so it gives disadvantage on attack rolls to aberrations, celestial fiends, phase, and undead. It does require a concentration, plus it uses 7 battle points. So you got other options there. I also like to take Fear for a spell. Counterspell can be nice too to shut them down, but we don't have a lot of spell slots for that. Haste is probably going to be your best choice, but you also could have a sorcerer that could twin that to you. But I guess if you have Mistress spells, you also have a bunch of other options. So we'll just go with Haste there just because it's really strong. And for the final level, we can dip in the wizard. We can choose a few more spells that way if you want. We don't have full spell casting levels, so I'm just going to stick to 12 levels and take alert for our feat for the +5 to initiative and cannot be surprised, which is pretty strong. Now, what this is going to look like in terms of combat, I'll show you that in a moment, but I'll also show you off what we'll be doing for our overall, I guess, setup here. So for our armor, I'm just using that for aesthetic purposes. There's a few choices that make sense. Like, we can't wear heavy armor. We can wear medium armor, however, so that's why I went higher in dexterity, because we can get 24 armor class there, 27 with a shield. I'm going to be using a two-handed weapon. This one will deal additional necrotic damage and heal us the Sword of Chaos. It's a lot of fun. It just feels like it fits this build very well. In addition, I have the Mask of Soul Perception, the Cloak of Protection, Evasive Shoes, and Ring of Protection for additional armor class. Killer Sweetheart for free crit. Amulet of Greater Health to set our Constitution to 23. Helldesk Gloves for increased spell save DC and spell attack rolls, which means a lot on this build, but we also deal additional fire damage on our attacks. And our Agility for stealthing around. So I also like the Hellrider Longbow to give ourselves advantage on perception checks and +3 to initiative. Just a nice little boost here. So I'll show you what this looks like in combat as well. So to set up, we can always apply haste to ourselves if we know we're getting into a fight. I'm actually going to get Gale to do that so I can also show off other concentrations. Typically, you're going to want to have haste set up from your sorcerer. This will also give us further increased armor class by 2, and we get a lot of movement speed, which is something that we definitely want, as we want to get in there and hit enemies as much as we can. So we rolled a nice 16 for initiative. So you can see I can almost make my way to this target here. So we're just going to run up on them. And we do have spells, so if we can't make it, we can also just hit them with a spell. So we have banishment, which we can use just to take someone out of combat. So we just banish them. They're now banished. So that's just a funny way to go about doing that. And then we also got, I guess I could have Misty stepped and moved ourselves closer. But yeah, there's a lot of other options we can go with. You can also use your quick movement dash to double your movement speed, which really can do a number, but for the first time, we'll just banish them and let them come to us. So with this, we want to target those that have concentrations. That's our #1 priority, because we can give disadvantage on the saving throw to maintain their concentration, meaning they're much less likely to hold that. So it can become very strong. Now we're going to have them all grouped up here. So this is the perfect time for like a Frost Fingers, which can hit in a pretty good generous area. So we can go with that. And you can see there, it'll hit multiple targets. Boom. Ray of Frost. It hit. It didn't hit for much, but we infused our blade with cold damage, so we now have the cold infusion, so we can go ahead with attacking, and we got ourselves something like Booming Blade, which can be really strong. Bonk. And we got rid of the cold infusement, but we hit him with that. So that did a good amount of damage. Then we can go follow up with another attack and another attack, because the Booming Blade actually used our bonus action. So there we go. Took him out with that, and we still have movement speed left over. We could run off if we wanted to, but I'll just leave it as here, as I want them to get a concentration up. There we go. And she's going to stay inside it, so that's not ideal, because we don't have the ability to see in the... Oh, she moved out of it. Perfect. And they came out of their banishment, so they're now back. And we can't make our way towards her. We can go with a Misty Step, or I guess we can jump. I guess that's our only really option here. So step back, jump, and try to get out of the darkness so that we can attack her. That's our main target. So we can also toggle off the Boar Magic to be able to attack with our cantrips here, but I think it's probably best to just go with a normal weapon attack here, just to get some damage in. Roll a critical hit. Boom. Broke her concentration. So that's what I was talking about. With this, we have a much more likely time of breaking enemies' concentrations. The second hit should take her out there. Boom. And it did. So then we can follow up with one of my personal favorites. We can go with a Thunder Wave of Death. So we'll just line this up so they both end up down, down, down by the river. Oh, we got one of them down by the river, and we'll call that a successful turn. We took out a concentration, which is our main purpose. We're still getting hit with that, but that's fine. And we'll send her down by the river. So Sia displaced. So yeah, that is a very powerful and fun Witch Hunter from the Battle Mage made by Tacos4K. Hit the subscribe button below if you found this video fun or useful, and I will see you all in the next video. Have yourself a great day.